planet of pyramid building. So
Well, do you
they
think
were the
Nimrod
author.
was here? But Nimrod
Nimrod was
in
in
the
the Middle East.
Bible,
When Nimrod was in the Middle East. They call him giant. They call him the great warrior, and so on. So
in
whenever you
Genesis,
hear,
they say he's the first man or the first on earth to be a mighty man. So he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. So
they
that was
call it,
beginning in the Genesis, right, with
yeah,
Babel, the
well, they are
rock.
calling him hunter because hunting at that time, in prehistorical time, before the agricultural revolution, that was the major occupation. So if you
Oh,
were
okay.
skilled
He
in
was a
hunting,
mighty,
if you were
mighty
skilled
hunter.
in hunting, then you would lead your nations, you would lead your people. So we can see a lot of anomalies comparing to us, humans. So we are not the only size of humanoids on this planet. There are many other different sizes, much bigger and much smaller.
Well, you mentioned spaceship. Can we go there a little bit? Are you allowed because you work
We
so
can go
high
anywhere.
up? Well, I love the pyramids, and in my, I don't know as much as you do as far as traveling the world. You've gone many more places than I ever dreamed about, and you're seeing and carrying and changing the narrative in the best way possible. Meaning your eyes, your experience, your perception, your filters. You're a very mighty man like Nimrod now. For us, the little people now. I'm 5'11". I don't know, how tall are you, Dr. Sam?
You're 5'11". Okay, you are
Yes,
good.
how tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
You're 6'1". Okay, well that's good. So we're mighty people for the little
Yeah.
people that walk on the planet. When I go to UK, England, the men were much bigger, taller than me. But for what we're doing now, if we bring in the word the spaceships like you just did, it changes our narrative because that's not accepted like the giants are anything from the deluge in the Bible. That just means that people with Noah, they started taking better notes or sounds of the music inside the pyramids, or did I want to know what all got lost during that time because I was brought up with the Bible and Genesis, so
Well,
I didn't know there was stuff before. When I was nobody would
there is
tell me.
there is the time of the archaeologists, Egyptologists, historians who jealously guard their sites is over. We need to open those sites to open-minded scientists, to multidisciplinary research. When we have proven that we have a pyramid complex in Bosnia, we decided to move on. Moving on in our case was, let's figure out what was the purpose of pyramids. Archaeologists could not help us. Nobody teaches them about the true purpose of pyramids. So we needed experts in energy phenomena, physicists, electrical engineers, sound engineers, telecommunication engineers. They started coming and measuring on the Bosnian pyramids, different phenomena. You see what we have found out? Number one, through the very top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, diameter of 13 feet, there is an energy beam which is electrical in nature, frequency of 28 kilohertz, focused and continuous. Continuous meaning we measure it in the spring and summer and fall and winter. It's always there. And this energy beam goes just above the ground, 13 feet, and then it expands to 70 feet, coming back narrow, 13, 70, 13, 70, going up toward our sun. Now, for the physicists, there was no doubt. These were the scalar waves. Scalar waves were researched by Nikola Tesla 120 years ago, probably one of the most
Yes.
brilliant minds ever shown out on this planet. And the
Yes.
main feature of the scalar wave is that they travel quicker than the speed of light. What does
Yes.
that mean? Well, the speed of light is a really huge speed, and according to Albert Einstein's hypothesis, this is the biggest speed in the universe. It is 185,000 miles per second. If you try to travel quicker, he stated, you are going to dematerialize. Well, that speed of light is actually very slow. From here to the sun, it takes 7.5 minutes for the light to travel. From here to the northern star, 700 years. From here to the center of our galaxy, Milky Way, 40,000 years. From here to the center of the universe, where the old guy in the white robe is sitting, being very busy creating the worlds and the life, the creator, it takes 5 billion years. Now imagine, Teresa, if you and I, if we were creators, if we have created so many solar systems and planets and the galaxies and the life forms, you would like to know what's going on immediately, not in 5 billion years. And therefore, the speed of light is very slow from that perspective. But the speed of scalar waves is 10 billion times bigger than the speed of light. Meaning, from one end of the galaxy to another one, you move instantly. How is that possible? Well, not only that we will need to change Einstein's hypothesis, now we need to change something else they taught us in school. They were telling us that 85% of the universe is actually empty space. There is nothing. It's vacuum. Wrong. There is not such a thing in the universe as empty space. You always have some nano electrical charge, and the scalar waves move like a wave. They don't travel from point A to B, they travel from one end to another one. So now you see how this Bosnian Pyramid project is bringing so much troubles for the conventional science. Number one, first pyramids in Europe. Number two, the biggest on the planet. Number three, the most precise orientation to the north of the planet. Number four, the best quality concrete from the ancient time on the planet. Number five, the oldest pyramids on the planet. Number six, the most extensive underground tunnel network. Number seven, now, besides the history, we need to change our present, the physics, astronomy, and so on. And that's not all. We have noticed that besides this energy beam going through the top, there are very beneficial energies in the underground tunnels, which we call Ravne tunnels. What energies? The good thing about this is everything is measurable. If you can measure, you can scientifically prove. So, what do we have there? Number one, we have three pyramid energies. The first one, the best electromagnetic field. The second one, the best ultrasound frequency of 28 kilohertz. It is known as the levitation frequency. Number three, extremely low frequency, ELF of 7.83 hertz. In science, it is called the Schumann resonance. It is our original resonance, original energy field of the planet. It has been like that until 1990, but not after that. After that, so much our bad technology, TVs, computers, laptops, cell phones, electrical grid, American projects HARP, thing after thing, all this bad electromagnetic energy, or EM smog, as they call it, it needs to go somewhere. It goes to the ionosphere, above our heads, around the planet, and it puts pressure on our mother planet. And then she started resonating higher, 10 hertz, 12 hertz, 15 hertz. It is not our natural energy field. How does it affect us? We become under pressure, under stress. So we are changed. You and I, we know that. I mean, 30 years ago, or even more than that, everything was so much calmer and more relaxed. Everything's been changed now. But in the Bosnian pyramid tunnels and on the Bosnian pyramids themselves, 7.83, our original resonance. You go there, it brings you back to the balance. Element number
That's
four.
why they went underground, you think, before? because we
Well,
got
it is
close to
very
the scalar
possible.
waves?
I would say that not always the surface of our planet was safe. You know, imagine that you had some big catastrophes or some nuclear wars from some other powers. The surface would be contaminated. The next element that we measure in the underground tunnels is high concentration of negative ions. What are the negative ions? Well, that's negative electrical charge. There are positive ions, they are bad for us, and there are negative ions, they are good for us. Why they are good? Because they connect to the dust in the air and then they go down to the floor, so they clear the atmosphere, they raise the level of oxygen in our body, and they remove viruses and bacteria from our body. More negative ions, better for us. In my hotel room, in your home, right now, 100 negative ions per cubic centimeter. But if I
Goodness.
go downtown Houston, 200. If I go by the river, 400. Village, 700. Mountain in the pine forest, 1,000. Go to the Bosnian pyramid tunnels, 20,000. So it's 20 times healthier than on the top of the mountain in the forest. The next element that is also measurable. We live on the surface. You just asked me about that. Well, it is romantic, kind of blue sky during the daytime and the stars and the moon in the night. However, a lot of cosmic radiation is coming our way. Some of them are harmful for our body. And our body cells fight those enemies. Well, guess what? In the Bosnian pyramid tunnels, 120 feet below the ground, no harmful cosmic radiation. The next element. You and I, we walk the street and we are not even aware that on some places, underground, natural radioactivity is coming, hitting our body. So now, our body cells, they need to fight enemies from above and enemies from below. 24 hours. Our body cells are busy trying to, protect us. And in the Bosnian pyramid tunnels, we regularly use Geiger counter, and the values for the natural radioactivity are always way below the minimum allowed. And the last two elements, Wi-Fi. We are using Wi-Fi to talk. We cannot, live without Wi-Fi nowadays, but it works at 5 gigahertz, very bad frequency. And the very last one, our cell phones. You and I don't know about you, but I do remember 1979, 1G network. All of a sudden, we got cell phones. We were mobile, but you could do only talks. 1988, 2G. Now you could text the messages. 1998, 3G. Wow, you can go on internet. 2008, 4G, much quicker internet. 2018, Internet of All Things and 5G. Well, 5G means 5 gigahertz, and 5 gigahertz is the frequency of the microwave, and microwave causes the cancer. So, in the Bosnian pyramid tunnels, probably you guess already, there are no signals for Wi-Fi, there are no signals for the cell phones. Meaning, the moment you enter the tunnels, for the first time in your life, the body cells don't have enemies. Perfectly protected with only positive energies, so the body cells can start doing their job. What is their job? To fix the problems in our body, to start the regeneration process, to start the self-healing process. So now we are coming to one of the most important purposes of the pyramid energy, to protect what is the most precious to us, and that is our health. And again, this is not all. What is the most important liquid in our life? It is water, of course. Well, the water that you and I drink at homes or bottled water from the stores does not have viruses, bacteria, no microbes. You can drink it, but no microbes because they use chlorine to kill the microbes. and chlorine is the poison. So